If you haven't watched any of our previous videos, this is the story of me and my dad selling our family home and moving into a van. We're currently in the process of renovating the van, and this video we will be changing this into this, cutting out the partition to make it so we can walk all the way through the van into the storage area. We weren't initially going to cut through into the storage area, but it's kind of a funny story really. Dad was in the back of the van having a number 2 and someone knocked on the back door. Dad, thinking that it was me, said, "Go away, I'm going to the toilet." Then realising it was someone else who was just wanting to come and look at the van, Dad freaked out with his pants down and mistakenly left the keys in the back of the van. So now unable to get into the back of the van because the keys to get into the back of the van were in the back of the van, we had several options. We called up Locksmiths, we called up roadside services, and no one could help because the key for the back of our van, because it was done by the police, must have been done in such a way it was really secure. So the only alternative that we could see was to cut through into the back of the van. So that's what we did. So we started with a handsaw, but then we realised that being moisture-proof MDF covered in carpet, we're probably going to need something a bit stronger. Luckily, I had a spare pair of keys to start the van, and we drove to the local B&Q and got some power tools. Armed with our new equipment, we started chopping away. First cutting a hatch in the back, or so we could potentially grab the keys.
Oh, hello, back. Keys are just there, I can get them from here. Nice.
First mission accomplished, get the keys out of the back. Check. So we decided to cut the whole thing out and use the moisture-proof MDF that we cut out from the wall to make it into a nice door. So we just spent a few moments planning out the best way to cut it so that we wasted the least material as possible and the door looked nice and flush in line with the wall.
How high are we going to have it?
Next, get the tool through the wall and use the brackets on the other side of the wall as a straight edge to cut down to create the door. And there we have it, one hole in the wall. The next step is to use the panel that we cut off and put it back up with some hinges, make it look nice with some trimming, add a door handle, mirror, and that should be mission complete. The magic of editing. Ta-da! Fully functional door. Yes, it may be a little bit creaky, but it is a fully functional door used from the wood that we cut off so as to not waste any materials. With trimming, with a door handle, even with a little latch so that when we're driving it doesn't fling about all over the place. And that's it guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for the next one where we will be taking her on a test drive to see if we're ready to go travelling.